up, what's up, what's up? I'm waiting for Tesla to start their stream. What's up, chat? How's everyone doing today? What's up? As you can see, we're all still waiting for Tesla. Just a little update. I'm not expecting much, so I'm just gonna kind of go through what I think. Elon said that the car was about 10% bigger than the Model 3. So we can see kind of that mid between the Model X and the Model 3. It's gonna probably have like the back of the Model X and maybe a little bit lower. Not as much space, but a little bit more. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm really excited. I hope to do more events like this in the future. It's always kind of noisy in my house this late at night. So I don't really like Tesla doing it this late at night, especially because it's 10:10 here where I am, which is in Central Standard Time. Hey, Puppy. I don't know if y'all can see Puppy, but Puppy. So yeah, well, you can see his tail. So we'll go ahead and, what are you guys hoping for? Hold on. What are you guys hoping for, when it comes to this? Are you guys, wanting something, really cool, really never seen before, or are we just hoping that Tesla gets those prices down and makes it a little bit cheaper for people like us, or maybe middle class people to snatch up? And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. We have a really good market going for Tesla right now. The Model 3 seems to be doing great, and it's selling like hotcakes, more than I thought Tesla ever would. So I'm sure Elon is really happy, and I'm sure he'll be even more happier if he can get an SUV out there on the market, or a crossover, whatever this car is going to be. I'm not expecting a major range. Since it's going to be about 10% bigger, I'm going to shoot for about 10% more in range. But that depends. It depends on how many motors this car has, you know. But Tesla has taken step time and time again to come out with bigger and better innovations, make those battery packs last longer, and as you've seen, Elon has been calling it, saying that autopilot's gonna be completely out by the end of the year, but we'll have to see. We really can't tell until Tesla does it, because it is Tesla, the one who's doing it. My dog's attacking a wall. There's nothing there. Seems like they're having difficulties at Tesla. I don't know. If you're on mobile, don't forget you can still join the chat. And that way I can read what you guys are kind of thinking. Okay, so I don't really know what else to talk about. I was expecting it to start a little bit ago, so um, maybe I'll just talk about where the channel's going, what we plan on doing, or I guess it's just me. There's some new changes coming up, and I'm super excited for it, but it's going to take the rest of the year to roll everything out completely. It will be a long journey. It's been a long journey this far. If you are a subscriber of mine, I thank you very, very much. I'm not near what I would like to be, but I'm way more than I thought I ever would be. So shout out to all you guys. You guys are awesome, and I promise we'll be doing a give back program soon. My dog is still attacking the wall. Anyways, so we'll be doing some sort of give back program, and I will be I'll be working really closely to get that done and kind of make sure that you guys know that my community and the community that I want to build is really, really nice. So, yeah. Big changes coming. Just stay tuned. The channel is going to get way, way better. But it's going to take till like fall for everything to be rolled out. The website's doing good. Website's going to go through an overhaul, not a big one. Some things are going to get a big overhaul. Some things are not. As you see, we're live streaming. We've got some fancy graphics and we got music. So I ported most of this over from my gaming channel, if you don't know. And just like this is Zachary Livingston Tech, this is that one's Zachary Livingston Gaming, or whatever. And then we're also on Twitch. I decided not to Twitch today because I feel like most of my viewer base is here on YouTube. So there's that. I'm going to cut away real quick and then I'll be back with you guys. So just enjoy the music for now. Alright, seems like we got some work going on here. Let's see what they got. We'll check for now, just in case. Just in case. So, I don't know, it's just a black screen, as you guys can see. But that's about it. I'm just waiting for it to... What are you doing?
See what it can see.
Oh. Anyways. So, yeah, let's, I'm hoping this starts any second now. They were supposed to be live 8 o'clock their time, 10 o'clock our time, 11 o'clock, about New York, ish area. So, hold on, let's pull up the live chat. Okay, cool. So, sorry, I just now read the chat. Thank you for putting that on there. It looks like it's going to start about 10:15, according to that, but as we see, they're still having issues. Let me check my feed and make sure it's not just me. Give me just a second. Okay, yeah, so not just me. Thanks, chat, for throwing that out there. I've looked all over the internet. So, all right, here we go. Awesome. Um, my mine is a little bit delayed, so if you're watching Tesla on the actual Tesla website, it's a bit ahead of me, but that's okay. We're out here. No, stop. Hmm. It's really cool to see what they're doing. It's cool that we get to see so much of this. In fact, fun fact, the reason I'm using a Tesla live stream is because the other Tesla live. I can't wait to see this part. Interesting to see in person. It does look really, really cool.
Great outfit.
I was gonna wear AirPods, but decided not to. I like these Logitech.
Yes.
It's funny, he's always such an interesting character.
Yeah. Well, everyone, welcome
Always
to
so
the
awkward.
Tesla
That's
Design
funny.
Studio, where we've held many
He's
project
getting better,
events
though.
before. Hope you guys will have a really great time tonight. I think I've never seen so many cameras in my entire life. This is cameras everywhere. So we're going to start off by just talking a bit about how did we get here. You know, what are the things that have led to this day? What are the cars like? How did Tesla start out? How did we, you know, where were we 10, 11 years ago? What has happened over that intervening time?
A lot.
You know, because it occurred to me that a lot of people, they only heard about Tesla maybe a year or two ago, and you know, electric cars are kind of like taken for granted. But there was a time when electric cars seemed very stupid, and it wasn't that long ago. And the idea of creating a car company was stupid, of course, and then making an electric car company was like stupidity squared. And so let's take a look at the first car we ever made, the Tesla Roadster.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the one he sent to space. Did he own more than one?
All right.
It's a good question, huh?
It's a bit small.
A bit small.
It's great. It's great.
I mean, it really is.
So the crazy
It
thing
was
is,
a lot of innovation in
if
just
you
one
go
car.
back 11 years today,
I'm trying not
Tesla
to
had
talk too
made
much.
one car, that car. That's serial number one of Tesla. So that's my car, actually.
Oh, so see,
So
is that the he should have sent both to space.
So
kidding.
on February 2008, we'd literally only made one car, that car. And it didn't really work very well, I have to say. It broke down a lot.
Oh,
And it took us another 3 months just to make the second car.
that's a long
And
time,
now,
especially how much they do now.
We've made about 550,000 cars. Yeah. So,
Still low for the industry, but pretty impressive
and
considering they're
after
having to.
the Roadster,
This is all new, you know.
essentially, what happened with the Roadster is we said, okay, we want to make a car, we want to really break the mold about how do people think about electric cars. To think about electric cars being slow and ugly and poor performance. So we want to have a sports car, a car that is fast, looks good, sexy. That's right. Ha ha. Ha ha. You took the words out of my mouth. So, exactly. Sexier. That's right. So the Roadster, the reason we did a sports car is we wanted to create a car that would break the mold for electric vehicles, and that would be sexy and fast and long range, and that's why we did the Roadster. People say that, well, you won't be able to make a car with those specifications, and if you do, nobody will buy it. So we had to prove those two things wrong. And then after we made the Roadster, they said, okay, sure, you can make some toy sports car, but you can't make a sedan. You can't. There's no way you could compete with the luxury sedans that are gasoline, because they're the best. And there's no way you could make an electric car that's like that. So we did. Model S.
I like that they're doing each car.
Exactly.
Kind of
so noisy.
giving the back history about it, because a lot of people don't know. It wasn't until really recently that a lot of people didn't really understand or know what Tesla was, or just had a small idea. That car is absolutely good looking.
So we actually started designing that car in the Rocket Factory. So we didn't have a design studio. We took a little corner of the Rocket Factory, and Franz joined, and we just, with a tiny crew in a corner of the Rocket Factory, we designed that car. I think that car was really important because it was competing against the best of the gasoline cars. So if you can make an electric car that can beat the best of the gasoline cars, it's a very powerful statement to prove that you can go electric. So then, working on from the Model S, which, by the way, in terms of where the name comes from, actually, I like calling things what they are.
Hyper
so Roadster is called Roadster because it's a roadster. There is no good word for sedan, so we couldn't call it the sedan. It wouldn't work. Or saloon. There's just literally no word.
So
the Model S stands for sedan. And this is how out of touch I was. I actually didn't realize at the time that Model S also means models. and then I had at one point a license plate that said Model S2 because it was the second production Model S, and it was and as I was walking away from my car, I said, "Wow, what a jerk! His license plate says Models 2."
Models 2.
Yeah, okay. Better not have that license plate.
He's so funny.
So,
how
but then
awkward
going from the Model S, we said, okay, we want to make the best SUV in the world.
I'm not saying
we want to do something. We kind of got carried away actually with the Model X. We was let's have practically every technology and whiz-bang thing we could possibly think of. The Model X is as a car, it's like a Fabergé egg meets a spaceship. It's it was insanely difficult, but it is an amazing vehicle. Let's bring it out.
That's an impressive stage. No. They're so silent.
Cool.
If you have never seen a Tesla in real life, I feel sorry for you.
You can see a certain position forming.
I've been in
maybe
2 of these 3 so far, and rode around in them.
The Model X, so it really feels like a Fabergé egg spaceship.
Let me put the chat here so I don't have to keep.
And it's X for crossover SUV. But then after we had the Model S and Model X, I thought it'd be pretty funny if we had the Model E. And then but then like Ford threatened to sue us. Uh, Ford killed sex. But I said, what if we call it the Model 3? Because that's completely different from me. They said, that's fine.
That's hilarious.
So with the Model 3, let's bring up Model 3.
I really enjoy this car too. I haven't rode in it, but I've been around it a lot. Which is funny because I live in a small town in Texas, so. God,
That's
that
right,
ride just
exactly.
looks so good. Honestly, if I had to buy
Exactly,
one
someone with a person.
that I could afford, obviously it would be the Model 3, but the Model 3 just looks really, really well done.
So we made the original Roadster, the Model S, the Model X, the Model 3, and then we also then made the new generation Roadster, which we'll bring in, or maybe it's over there. Oh, it's coming in. New Roadster.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
I figured they
What was
were.
that?
I mean, it was spotted around town, their town today.
Yep,
If
there
you
we go.
didn't know, the prototype has been driving around. Oh, there it is. God, and that has to be their best looking
Sweet.
one. For me, it looks so good.
Hey, sure.
They're not driving themselves in, and we can see the red. That red semi
yeah,
though.
we have the original Roadster, the new Roadster.
It's funny how this looks to me. It kind of looks like the Mitsubishi Spider.
And then
Or
hey,
Eclipse from the
And
front,
then
but
the
then when it
Semi.
goes to the back, you can really see how actually long the car is or looks, and so it's kind of mind-boggling. And I really can't wait to see more semis on the road.
Actually, the
that
Tesla Semi
map-
drove
that
here
map looks
nonstop all the way
really
from the Bay Area.
I'm red and black person. I know my colors are green and black, hint hint, but red and black are my favorite.
So that Tesla Semi, a 500-mile range electric semi. I learned to actually only after naming the thing that semi has two meanings. It's semi-sexy.
He's a nut.
So yeah, so we're really excited about bringing those products to market, and so that's sort of talking about
My
our
dog
products. But
looks
then
me in the eye every time he
the
walks in
factories are as much the product, if not more, than the vehicles themselves. In fact, I really think like the difficulty and value of manufacturing is underappreciated. It's insanely difficult. It's like relatively easy to make a prototype and extremely difficult to mass manufacture that prototype or to mass manufacture a vehicle reliably and at scale. I mean, even for rockets, I'd say it's probably a factor of 10 harder to design the manufacturing system for a rocket than to design the rocket. And
I guess
for
he would
cars,
know,
I'd
huh?
say it's maybe 100 times harder to design the manufacturing system than to design the vehicle itself. That's what the Fremont. I don't mean to have it in black and white. It's like it's not so long ago. They didn't even have color cameras back then. It was 2010. But it was very bleak.
This is
It's
why I like
essentially
actually watching their
you know, when we
releases.
acquired the Fremont factory, which used to be called NUMMI, people sort of thought, oh, you've got a car factory. Now, if you have a car, they sort of think if you have a car factory, you can just make any car. It's like, no, that's like saying you've got a box. And that box can have anything you want in it. No, only if you make the thing in the box. Although we did get we had get a very good deal on the NUMMI factory, Toyota and General Motors actually took all of the good equipment out, and anything that was like so useless it
I
wasn't
know
even
you're all
worth the
can't see
scrap
him,
was
but
left.
he keeps walking back and forth.
So it literally looked like that, but in color. And it took an enormous amount of effort by a very talented team to actually turn essentially what looked like a derelict warehouse into a working car factory. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny to see. I mean, the history of their factory, but it's also
So,
interesting because how much
and in fact, like today, the
they're
Fremont
slammed
factory,
for
which is an
their
enormous building, I think it's like the
for
second
how
or
much they
third biggest
produce. But
building in the world by
again,
footprint.
it's just like
It's so
every
dense.
other company.
It's so densely
When they
packed
make
with people
a
and
product,
robots. But this
make
picture has like
each
robots. But
product
there's
to make that product.
20,000 people that work
Apple,
in the,
Samsung.
at the Fremont factory across 4 or 5 shifts. So it's really a massive amount of people
You don't have to
and
ignore all the
robots.
tech.
So it's like this
cables.
giant cybernetic collective. So that was way harder than making the car, by far. I mean, it's worth noting, like the last time, at least in the U.S., the last time any car company achieved mass manufacturing was about 100 years ago. That is the last time, and then Tesla. It's literally that crazy. So, the issue is definitely not coming up with a car design. It is absolutely all about building the production system. You want to have a good product to build, but that's basically the easy part. Then the factory is the hard part. Then the challenge is like, okay, if we create a car factory, where the heck are the batteries and electric motors
My stream
and
is
power
so
electronics going to
delayed.
come from?
At least
And that's where
on my copy
we
of
need
the
to say, okay,
stream.
we better build something that's capable of 50 gigawatt hours at least of cell output, which at the time when we proposed the Gigafactory, I believe like total global output of lithium-ion batteries for all purposes, phones, laptops,
I can
so
move the
cars,
camera
anything,
of
was
me
about
if I
30
need
gigawatt
to.
hours. So we're like, okay, well, just do the basic math. We need something we need 50 gigawatt hours. So we better have a real big factory, or there's no way. So, we were going to build it in California, but like it would have taken 2 years just to get the permits. So we built the Gigafactory in the amount of time it would have taken to get the permits in California. That's what the Gigafactory looked like in 2010. It was basically rocks and bushes, okay? And now this is what it looks like now.
It looks super cool. Surprised I didn't make it a T.
Yeah.
Tesla.
So,
Obviously.
and it's only about a third complete. So this one complete, I think it's about 4 or 5 times the size of the Pentagon. So it's kind of difficult to appreciate scale, but although it's really quite tall, it's like 70 feet tall. So the volume of it is just mind blowing. It takes 2 hours just to walk around it. So, again, it's work of a tremendously talented team working like crazy, like tens of thousands of people to produce this factory. And today it produces more lithium ion than the rest of the world combined. So. Now we're also building a factory in China, which I'm really excited about. As you can see, it's very impressive. Very impressive. A large puddle. So when I was there in January, that's what it looked like when we did the groundbreaking ceremony, and this is what it looks like now, 3 months later.
Jesus.
But this is what it will look like at the end of the year.
That's sick. That's really cool.
So things are moving fast.
All the solar panels on top.
And this will actually be, once it's complete, the equivalent of our Fremont car factory plus our Nevada battery gigafactory combined.
That's crazy.
So it's integrating the two, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Super
so we're
big
really
as
excited
well.
about this. We have a great team in China, and this is going to be really important for making affordable versions of the Model 3 and Model Y for the Greater China market. And then, besides cars, we have some other things. So, the solar roof and Powerwall.
They're literally gonna wait till like the hour's
so,
up.
This is definitely going to be the year of the solar roof and Powerwall. Because of like extreme challenges with the Model 3 production, we have to basically allocate all resources to Model 3 production because otherwise we're going to die. And so,
I mean, he's
so
honest,
basically,
so
it was pretty tight
for the most part.
That was a hard one. I would say like 2018 was probably felt like aging 5 years in one. Honestly, it was really intense. So, thank you for supporting Tesla through this difficult period. Thank you. Yeah. But now that Model 3 production is going pretty well, we're going to finally allocate engineering attention to the solar roof as well as the solar retrofit.
That's good though.
I'm very excited about both
it seemed
the
like
solar
that kind
power
of
roof
like
and the solar retrofit and Powerwall.
got really hushed out
part of the reason we couldn't make Powerwall
so
is we couldn't make enough cells. So we had to either allocate cells to the car or to the Powerwall. And it was like, well, we've got to make the cars. So then Powerwall got cell star basically. But 2019, so we are now going to ramp it up. And then PowerPack. So PowerPack is kind of like our industrial strength battery storage system. We did the biggest battery storage system in the world in Australia.
I did know that.
Yeah. That was really super cool. And then we're doing one that's roughly a gigawatt hour scale in California. So just in Southern California, right nearby, we're building a gigawatt hour scale power pack. And so we expect this to ultimately be really critical for transitioning the world to sustainable energy. Obviously, you have to have sustainable energy production and sustainable energy consumption. So the sustainable energy production needs the solar panels plus the battery because the sun doesn't shine at night, and then the electric cars, electric vehicles in general.
Cars.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the really exciting thing is if you have with solar plus battery plus electric vehicles, we have a fully sustainable future. This is a future you can feel really excited and optimistic about. I think it really matters. Yeah. And then supercharging. So, the first in 2010 we had 0 superchargers. So there was no, you couldn't really drive long distances with an electric car in 2010. So it was like, well, okay, we better have some high power chargers. Otherwise, it's going to be extremely inconvenient to drive long distances. So built into the Model S was a high voltage DC bypass directly to the pack, so you can just sort of mainline power right into the pack. And then nobody was building high power chargers. So like, okay, we better build these high power chargers because nobody's building them. And so we went from 0 superchargers to building a global network of superchargers. Yeah.
A global network, I guess.
Yeah. So.
Okay. I was about to say, if there's only 23, which I thought there was a lot more.
It's pretty nutty. Each one of those is a supercharging site. So supercharging team Tesla did an incredible job building a global network of superchargers
really
that allow you to travel.
How much they've done, and
a massive
it's interesting to see where they go
world,
from here.
Basically anywhere in North America, almost anywhere in Europe, most places in China, not the Gobi Desert yet, but most places. We'll cover the Gobi Desert. We'll get there. And Saskatchewan, I swear to God, there is. I've specifically asked about the Saskatchewan supercharger, and I'm told it is under construction. So, absolutely.
Hold on.
I've asked about it like twice. I'm told it's going to be completed soon, and then you will actually be able to drive across Canada. So yes. Hawaii. Kazakhstan. Actually, we have like some great supporters in Kazakhstan. I think we probably we should have. We will build superchargers in Kazakhstan. Thank you. You heard it right here.
He wanted a toy.
Anyway, we're going to build a lot more superchargers, and we have actually a version 3 of the supercharger that we just unveiled. And in fact, yeah. So the superchargers actually started out only at about 75 kilowatts, and now they're at with version 3, 250 kilowatts. And we think probably can even go a little higher than that. And so if you've got a long-range Model 3, it's capable of charging at about 1,000 miles an hour or 1,600 kilometers an hour. Yeah. So and we have one working in the Bay Area, and then the one here at the design studio is also working as of tonight. So yeah.
That's cool.
So we're going to be rolling out the version 3 supercharger throughout the world, just gradually upgrading the
He's
existing
talking a lot,
sites,
so I'm
as
trying
well as
not to
adding new
talk over
sites.
him as much.
So we did slow down the supercharger rollout a little bit because we wanted them to be version 3 instead of version 2. But now that we have version 3 running, and we're going to spool up production, and so you're going to have like a radical improvement in supercharging worldwide by sometime next year. Yeah. So in terms of where we are today, we got obviously the S3 and the X. We've made, I think, 550,000 vehicles, something like that. 12 months from now, we will have made about 1 million vehicles. So it's pretty wild to think that 11 years ago today, we had made literally one car, and a year from now, we will have made 1 million. Yeah. I mean, this is a testament to the incredible talent and effort of the people at Tesla. I was to say thank you to people at Tesla. You guys are incredible. So, yeah, and 4 million tons of CO2 saved. In fact, with the 4 millionth ton, it just ticked over like an hour ago. So the 4 millionth ton just ticked over tonight. Yeah. So, just talking a bit about like, what were the thoughts back then? What were some of the comments? Let's see. The internet is forever. This is a mere like taste. It was like I said, it was electric cars were considered extremely impossible and stupid, and in various forms. You're a fraud. Blah. Like okay, you can drive that fraud. Okay, and then now things have changed.
I didn't realize that was muted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool. I mean, they did
the
push
goal
the
of Tesla
market,
was literally this, is like, to what degree, in fact, when we created it, we're like, okay, the fundamental historic good of Tesla should be measured by the degree to which we accelerate the advent of sustainable energy and transport. And our goal all along has been to try to get the rest of the car industry to go electric. We did a joint venture thing with Toyota and with Mercedes. We open sourced our patents 3 or 4 years ago, made them freely available, and so it's extremely rewarding to see that the rest of the industry is going electric. This is great. So, and I was just wondering, like, where will Tesla be in 10 years? Mars. Exactly. We will be driving a Tesla on Mars.
That'd be cool. If that's what he wants.
I think we actually could.
Oh,
Okay.
He already has one in space.
Tesla will be on Mars in 10 years. I think it will. So after that extended history lesson, What about the actual reason you came? Okay.
Okay, finally.
There's
Jesus.
a missing car. It starts with a Y, ends with a Y, and that's Y in the middle. Bring out the Model Y. Oh wait, yeah.
That's cool. There was like no build up. It's just like, bring it out. I'm really interested to see this.
Extended history lesson.
It looks really, really good.
Okay.
That looks good. I mean, it goes along with the rest of Tesla, but it's as it looks like it's as tall as the Model X, at least from maybe a little bit lower.
All right. The Model Y.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, like the 3, it will be extremely safe. So that you may know the Model 3 has the lowest probability of injury of any car ever tested by the U.S. government. The Model Y, we expect, will have a similar result. 5 stars in every category. With the battery pack low in the floor, it's going to have a very low center of gravity. So this will, it has the functionality of an SUV, but it will ride like a sports car. So this thing will be really tight in corners, and we expect it will be the safest mid-sized SUV in the world by far. And at Tesla, we actually always designed with safety as the #1 goal. It's like people think, okay, performance, sure, but safety first. This is actually by far the most important thing. But it's also going to have incredible performance. So we expect to have a 3.5 seconds 0 to 60. Yeah, it's good. And very low center of gravity, so great handling. It's testing out at a 0.23 drag coefficient, which is extremely good for an SUV. And in terms of range, 300 miles. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, it's better than.
So we expect to have an EPA range of an actual true usable range of 300 miles. So yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. I would like to be there one day.
From an interior standpoint, it has a panoramic glass roof. And by the way, after I'm done here, you guys will be able to come up and check out the car. So it's like
7 seats.
So it's going to have a panoramic glass roof. It really feels like, just like the Model 3, if you're in the car, it just feels like you can see the sky. Seat 7, 66 cubic feet.
I would probably
obviously
get
autopilot,
this one if I had the money.
all that. And as I've said publicly, we expect to be feature complete with self-driving sometime later this year. And then as we prove out the safety with billions of miles and kilometers, we will, from our standpoint, feel it's safe enough to not pay attention and then get the regulatory approval sometime thereafter. But the cool thing is feature complete. It'll be able to do basically anything by the end of this year, just with software upgrades, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
So let's see, Model Y lineup. Okay, there you go. So yeah. The basically long range one we expect to be about $47,000, and then sometime in 2021 we'll have the sort of standard version, which will have a $39,000 price point. So yeah.
You have to think. I mean, the standard range really competes with the Ford Explorer, and then it gets into the really higher performance.
Do you mean the liftgate? Yes. Okay. I mean, you never know. We might do better than this, but so it should be at least this good. So, so I think it's going to be very, like, really compelling. I'm confident that it'll be of any mid-size SUV, it'll be the one you want.
I'm sure.
And
it definitely.
yeah, I think it'll probably sell. I think we'll probably do more Model Ys than X and 3 combined, most likely.
X and 3? I mean, there's a lot of families out there.
So there you have the sexy presentation. So, all right. Thank you all for coming. Those of you who are here and those of you who are watching, thank you very much for your support over the years. It's been, a hell of a ride.
I will say something after he's done.
I love you too. I love you too. We are bringing sexy back quite literally. All right, thank you.
Okay, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks you for watching this with me. I'll be doing more videos on Tesla and keeping you guys up to date with how this is going, especially with the Model Y. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you'd like to see more. And again, my channel is going through an overhaul this year, and I'm really, really excited. And I would like as many people on that journey with me as possible to build a community. And yeah, so I'm gonna go play some video games because that's the other channel and I've got a stream on there. But thank you guys for tuning in with me, and I will see you in a couple days on my next video, which I have 3 currently in Final Cut Pro working on. So thanks guys, see you next time.